If you're in your 20s, both early 20s or late 20s, then I advise you avoid dating men who are in their late 30s or early 40s. Now, these men are the most pretentious and the most manipulative, and they will do anything to woo you or impress you at first. And most of them are still eager to get married at this age. They just want to find someone that they can control or someone that can fit in that space as their wife for them. So now, when they're trying.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. So today we're going to be discussing dating older men. Yes, some of the ladies are going to be giving us tips on how to date older men and if dating older men is supposed to be a good option, because a friend I know told me that if you meet a man at 40, and he's still single and he's asking you out, by the time you start dating this man, you realize why this man is still single at 40. So we're going to be listening to these women, tell us their experiences dating older men and how to date older men. Then we'll come back to analyze the videos.
When they're trying to woo you, they can do anything to impress you. They can try to act like they are okay with your standards. They are okay with your beliefs. Like now, you tell them that you are the type of person that loves going out. You like hanging out. They'll tell you they are okay with that. Most of them can go to the extent of lying to you about their source of income, lying to you how much they earn, trying to impress you with material things, because you know that is what they are definitely going to use to woo girls of that age. I have a friend that was currently going out with a guy that is of that age, late 30s to 40. And this man has been lying to her about everything about himself, his age, where he works, how much he earns, and all those things, just because he just wants to woo her, impress her, and finally get married to her. My friend was lucky enough to go through his phone, and that was how she discovered that everything about this man has been a lie. He is actually struggling. He's actually a broke guy that is struggling, and he has just been trying to impress her with all the money and all the gifts just because he wants to get married. And these type of people, once they start dating you, they begin to propose marriage immediately. Like in the next 3 months, let's get married. In the next 4 months, let's get married. They will give you the freedom to do whatever you do. But once you get married, you realize that they will restrict you. They will be so controlling, and everything they've been feeding you has always been lies. So even in your 20s dating somebody of that age, then I advise you to be very careful. Try your best to get to know who this person is in particular. I'm not saying there are no men in their late 30s to 40s who are actually good and honest.
Okay, so I would also like to say that if you're a teenager, 19, 18, early 20s, 22, 23, 24, and I think 25, I don't think you have any business dating older men, because these men are experienced. Okay, let me just exclude 25. From like 18 to 23, 24, you have no business dating an older man, because these men are experienced. Someone in his early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s is an experienced person. This person has lived for 4 decades. Okay, he knows things more than you. He knows how to manipulate women. He's not a young guy. So if you're not an experienced lady, even some ladies in their late 20s might not be as experienced. But if you are someone that is experienced, if you are a lady early 30s and late 20s and all of that, you might be able to handle some of the manipulation. But they easily prey on younger girls. They easily take advantage of younger girls and manipulate them emotionally, try to use their heads and all of that. So please, if you're a very young lady, a teenager, late teens, early 20s, please stay away from older men.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I am never dating an older man ever again. Whoever said that men are mostly mature when they're 43 is a lie. I'm an overachiever. I got a senior citizen. He was 58. At first, everything was amazing. It was beautiful. He was romantic. He would say things like, "Do you have groceries?" And then he would go and buy me groceries. You know how much groceries is? That's multiple bags. That's all the food groups, honey. It's everything. Snacks, drinks, water, meat. He started getting mad at me, talking about I be having them out all times of night. We would get back to the house at 6 p.m. He said he need to get in the bed by 5 p.m. so he can get up at 6 a.m. so he can get the good paper. I didn't even know they were still making papers. One day he scared the hell out of me. He tells me to come over. He gonna cook for me. I say, okay, bet. I pull up at 5:30 p.m. When I get there, all the lights in the house is shut off. He not answering the phone, not answering the door. So I'm scared. I know he got the gout. So I'm calling all the nearest hospitals. Like, have y'all seen Mr. Ernest? Nobody's seen him. He calls me at 5 a.m. I'm like, what happened? He like, you can't be coming to my house all times of night. I'm like, sir. I had to call him sir. I'm like, sir, I put up at 5:30 p.m. That's not night. He goes, yeah, but it's daylight saving time and it gets dark sooner, so you need to be in my house before the street lights come on. What? One day, Mr. Ernest told me he wanted to take me out, get dressed up. He wanted to celebrate me, get dressed up. So I get all dressed up for this man to take me to Denny's so he can eat on the 55 plus menu. Meanwhile, I'm paying full price. He got a gift for me. I say, okay, where's that? He pulls out a bank envelope. I'm like, oh, it's about to be stacks, okay, because it's thick. You know this man gave me $22 in $2 bills. You know you gotta request $2 bills from the bank. So Mr. Ernest went up to the bank teller and goes, hey, I want to withdraw $22, but hold on, in $2 bills. Then I couldn't count them. They was all crispy, all stuck together. Then he had the nerve to have a handwritten note inside the bank envelope that says, don't spend it all in one place. Well, where I'm gonna spend it, Mr. Ernest, huh? Gas is $55,000 a gallon. That ain't even the worst part. Mr. Ernest told me if I ever needed anything, just let him know and he would do it for me. So one day, I was short on the rent, $20. I hit Mr. Ernest up like, hey, I'm short. Can you help me out? Instead of him giving me $20, he told me to go be a fighter. We live in LA. Do you understand? We live in fire country. And he told me to go be a fighter. So you rather me go through intense training for months instead of giving me $20? Mr. Ernest had to go. I still use that AARP discount. I remember them numbers.
I don't know what young girl needs to hear this, but hear it from me, because an older woman told me the same thing. And I was like, whatever, she's just bitter because she's old. And I just saw this creator, I'm going to tag her in here, talking about how the patriarchy loves to try to get younger women to adhere to it because they now deem older women as like, you're irrelevant, because basically they realize that certain men just ain't shit and they're not putting up with it, right? So anyways, there's so many signs to tell if this age gap is actually healthy for you, but a good sign to look at is that if all of his past girlfriends were young too, you need to fucking run, bitch. Why is it that as a 46-year-old man, no women who are 46 years old or in their 40s or in their 30s want to date you? Or why are you not looking for women in that age? And of course, we've seen all the podcasts with the men. It's because they're hoping that they can mold you into the woman they want you to be instead of who you actually are. And that is exactly why none of them worked. They all wanted me to be someone who I wasn't. So listen, don't make the same mistake. But if you got to make the mistake on your own, I understand. I had to make it myself too, but just hopefully to save somebody some heartbreak.
So we've listened to these women, and dating an older man is not easy. It is not easy. It is not easy. If you are a lady in your 20s, stay away from older men, because when you start dating them, that's when you realize why this person is single at 50. You realize why this person is single at 40. I'm not saying that they're not good older men, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's not really easy to date somebody that is single at that time. The first question I ask myself is, why is this person single at this age? There's something wrong somewhere. So if you really want to, please vet the man and know if this is actually what you want. Ask the right questions and make sure that you are mentally strong to date an older man. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment so that I know that you visited. I'd like to also hear your experiences, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.